Everybody looks at the rain and says, oh, it's raining. It had to rain on our feast. It always has to rain on our feast. But this year it's different because, yes, you can look at it that way, but you can also look at it this way. La Madonna del Soccorso saved the town of Shaka from the plague. And right now, we're in the middle of a drought. So she came to answer our prayers for the rain.
That's beautiful.
You know, I mean, like everybody looks at it, oh, it rained on our feast. All summer it didn't rain. But I looked at it the other way, that she answered our prayers because we really, really need the rain.
That's right.
We're very worried about the weather this evening, especially since I arrived here and we had a thunderstorm. The tents were upside down. The fryers were filled with water. We had to drain everything. But everybody got together. We quickly managed to get everything up and running again. And people come here around 6 o'clock looking to get sandwiches to take home for dinner. We had orders of 10, 12, 20 sandwiches at a clip. And we got them out. So everything's doing good. We're very happy right now. Now we're just concerned that tomorrow, for the procession, that's going to be a nice dry day. That's our biggest fear. We must have the procession.
What's the secret in the pork?
The secret, we're not telling you. It's a recipe that the pork is prepared, it's cooked and sliced and seasoned. But then once we get it here, we take it in our kitchen and we re-spice it. We re-spice it, we re-season it, we re-cook it, and we bring it out here, and then we make our sandwiches. And it's a recipe that I'm not going to get involved in telling you about.
That's great. That's
I've been doing it probably for the last 8 years or so. And the reason why I do it, obviously, is because my grandfather and my father were Sicilian. So my good friend Butch Venezia is the president. So if I don't work, he shames me into it, even though I still have that family value. So no, it's a pleasure to do it. I look forward to it every year. As a matter of fact, my family's having a get-together somewhere else. I told them I can't make it. Got to work the feast.
That's beautiful.
So I enjoy it.
How much pork are you going to make yourself this year?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, I think we're somewhere around 4,000 pounds that we're doing. So it's almost 2 tons. Wow. So most of it goes out on Sunday because people come up and say, give me 12, give me 18, give me 35. So we're trying to stay, we have down here, we have backups in here, we have backups up top. So we try to stay ahead because I need it 300-400 pounds at a time to keep everybody satisfied.
Jeez. Line, you're waiting for
17 minutes.
Really?
17 minutes.
And what's at the end of the line? Fried dough?
Fried dough.
Yeah? Is it worth waiting 17 minutes? Or maybe even a half hour for?
It's the best fried dough in the world.
Really?
Yes, it
Do you
is.
enjoy it?
I've been coming here for 76 years.
Really?
Yep, I've been here all my life.
From the neighborhood?
My dad is one of the founders.
Of the lodge?
Of the lodge.
What's your name?
Fazio. Larry Fazio is my name.
So this is a big part of your family, your tradition?
They're all here. All my children, grandchildren are all here.
Really?
I've been coming here all my life.
Well, if you have such status, why do you guys stand in line? Why can't you just go up there and just say, hey, give me some fried dough?
That's the way we run our club. Fair is fair.
That's good.
No matter who you are, you get in line and take your turn.
That's great.
That's the way this club's been run all these years.
It is. You know, we're very much impressed with the feast.
It's a very honest club and it's a very fair club.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
We're doing very well. We have a very active membership as far as we have a nucleus of members that work together, we stay together, and we do this not just for the feast, but we do this throughout the year. We do this. We have many affairs, and there's about 25 of us that stick together, and we make it happen. We make it work. Well, Dave's one of them right here. Dave's very involved. Hi, Dave.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
And he works throughout the year, not just tonight. He's with us all the time.
So a lot of the younger guys are picking the slack up where the older folks
exactly
kind of died off.
Absolutely. And believe me, this past year, 22 of our members are deceased. We lost 22 members
Oh
this
my
year.
God.
And this year alone, and the year's not even out. So as you can see, we all pulled together and we're making this happen. This is a tradition that we growing up in this neighborhood, with our background, we do not want to see it die. We do not want to see this die.
It shouldn't die.
Because the roots of these clubs started way back. Most of us were all born and raised in these neighborhoods. And we grew up with this. It's in our blood. We can't walk away from it. We're afraid if we walk away, it'll all end, and we won't let that happen. I can get...
Today, my son, I was getting his clothes ready for tomorrow, and I said to him, Anthony, do you realize every year at the feast you always have a brand new outfit? And I said, when I was little, that was what every time the feast came, it was just like Christmas, because we always got a brand new outfit. And my mother also, when she was young, she always got a brand new outfit, because the 15th of August to us is like Christmas.
I mean, it has been real nice. I mean, they didn't have all this here going on before. I mean, but I remember they used to have it at George Washington School, and that's where they took all the pictures. All the people all rounded up there, and they took pictures there. And I remember my father was in it.
Back in those days, it was only a one-day feast, right?
One day, and they had it on the day that it fell on.
The 15th of August.
Yes.
So it was a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, didn't
They
matter.
took
that
off.
was the feast day.
They took off from work, and they stayed home, and they carried the same. Yes, they did. Yeah.
Do you know how long it's been a weekend thing? Has it been?
Oh yeah, it was always a weekend then. You know, they always had 2 or 3 days, going on. I remember my father, he was really selling out well, they didn't have pork sandwiches, they had hot dogs and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't have pork sandwiches, no. They had hot dogs and they had pizza and stuff like that.
Well, no pork sandwiches?
No, they had no pork sandwiches.
Many years ago, we opened it up that you don't have to be strictly Sicilian or Shakadan. You can be just as long as you're of Italian descent. That's all we ask. How about the religious aspect? You must be Roman Catholic. That's one of our priorities or rules of being a member. You must be of Italian descent and Roman Catholic.
But the procession is the focal point of the feast.
Absolutely. That's what this is all about. This is all the side part. These are the festivities, but the real tradition of what we live for is the procession tomorrow. When you see all the fellas pick up that statue, which takes 25 fellas to lift it and walk through the streets of this town, you'll see what I mean. Just look at their faces. Believe me.
It won't rain, I guarantee you. When that statue is parading through the streets, it will not rain. That's a fact. When a statue gets back here, it's when it rains.
Some people are taking credit of the feast, giving us some rain. Well, yeah, I guess you could say that too. In part, as you know, the Cardinal asked for everybody to pray for rain, and evidently they did. And evidently the Cardinal was not Shakadan or Sicilian, or he would have waited till next week for them. However, we will take credit for it since we are Sicilian.
Here's our treasurer.
There could be more.
my name's Mike Melito, and we're going into the 5th generation. My great-grandfather started to be the curator of the saint, dressing her and putting her jewelry on in 1904 till 1924. 1924, my grandfather took over, and he did it from 1925 to about the 50s. In the 50s, he turned it over to my father, which was Anthony Melito, and my father did it till the late 70s, and then I took it over. I'm Mike Melito, and now this year, my son, Dominic, and my other son, Anthony, are taking my place, taking care of the Blessed Mother.
So it's a family tradition.
It's 5 generation
tradition. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
What is the significance of dressing the saint? Is there any significance at all, the jewelry?
Well, the jewelry is, it's all gold, solid gold, and the only time we use the real jewelry is during the procession. We put the fake jewelry on it during the year because jewelry was estimated 10 years ago at over $200,000 worth of jewelry. And this jewelry is all donated by members. They give like rings and stuff like that, and they had it all melded together back in 1924 to make the gold crowns and the bib with all the jewelry. And up until today, this year, I had 4 gold chains donated to the Blessed Mother.
Wow. It's a
form that it's carried on.
Yeah. Do you know anything about that? Any significance there? Or?
Well, all together with the statue and all, it weighs about 4,000 pounds. The statue's solid oak. The statue weighs about 700 pounds itself. And when you put it all together, it's like 4,000 pounds. It takes 25 men to carry it.
Now, Mike, that statue, how long has that statue been in use? It's the same statue since, this is the 95th feast, right? Has it been the same statue all these years?
Well, I had to ask my mother that's sitting here, and Mom's over 90. Mom, the same statue. That's the same statue we've been using all the time?
Yeah, for long since I'm here, 1920. It's the same statue, and it was the largest been since 1904. And it was my husband's grandfather, his father, my husband, him, and him. 5 generations.
It's beautiful.
Since 1904.
It's beautiful. Wow. That's beautiful.
Real crown that we use during the procession. And it's engraved inside here.
What'd you say? Can you read it?
It's from Norristown, right? And it belongs to the M.S.S. And these were made in 1926. And that's solid 14 karat gold. And this is the smaller one for the baby, and it's the same thing. That's when it was donated and made. These are the bells that we have that we hang around, and some of them are solid gold, and then we have other ones that are sterling silver. And
is there any significance to the bells?
Well, some of the bells are marked with a name from different families that were done.
On the jewelry, the Blessed Mother, my wedding ring.
On the bib of the Blessed Mother, we have like people donate rings and stuff like that, and that's what's pinned on the Blessed Mother.
The people, they got it, the donation, like for some promise.
I have a lot of, I usually have a committee of 8 men that take care of the Blessed Mother, putting her on the altar and all. This year my committee was 14. 14, and they're all younger fellas that they want to be involved.
You feel that's due to a devotion to the Blessed Mother?
Oh, yes. Very much. Right. Yeah, you could, I mean, myself, I could see the feeling. Today, I was in an accident, and I couldn't get up on the platform to dress the Blessed Mother this year, and that's why I had my son do it.
I saw him, yeah.
Plus, you know, my son's been watching me do it, and it was time to let them do it. But I even noticed this year, I was showing Monsignor John, the Blessed Mother's face was more pink today. It looked like she was smiling more, that we got somebody else that she knows she's going to be taken care of. So it's...
See the story of that Blessed Mother. It's 1915-03 in Italy, in Shaka. And the fishermen bought they find a trunk in the ocean, and they brought it in. And when they opened, it was the statue of the Mary Atsakusa. And they brought it in, and they prayed to the streets. And when they got to one spot, they couldn't move it. It was marble. And it stopped, and they built the church there. It's the church that these people...
The Why should I? But there's a part I appreciate.
Through this seat. That's it.
This way.
You may have noticed a common bond with these feasts, and that common bond would be the Verdi Band of Norristown. Let's let band historian Norman Calabrese tell you a little bit about that band.
The band has been in existence since 1920. It was founded by Professor Loretto Marcella, and he attended the Santa Cecilia Academy in Rome, Italy, and he was in the same class with Arturo Toscanini.
Oh, yeah.
So that sort of gives you an idea of this man's musical expertise. And he founded this band along the classical lines, and he had it up until his death in 1964 when his son Hector took over. And he had it until 1976. And at that time they got the current maestro Nicola Sorgini. He's now conductor emeritus. He retired 2 years ago. And then it's now led by Ken Lasky, who you've seen here. It's the last band of its kind, this band, in this Delaware Valley area, along the traditional lines, the very last band. My grandfather's was a prominent band in Germantown of Philadelphia, the Giorno Band, sometimes known as Germantown Community Band. Okay. But there were many others. Lozzi, Michele Lozzi had South Philadelphia. Rossi, Tamburino, Bardascina, Raffa, all gone by the wayside. Magnificent bands in the same tradition as this band. There's Joe Zoli's band in Wilmington, Delaware that continues the tradition too. But we're fortunate in Pennsylvania to have this band here, this Verdi band, whom Professor Marcella refused to have named after himself. He was a modest, humble musician, wanted it named after the great composer Giuseppe Verdi. So you'll hear them play the Symphonic March, which is the background and the backbone of the band and of the feast. Some military marches and some hymns. But the Symphonic March, that's the thing. I know. That's the march. Yeah. You're going to hear them.
Showcase the Verdi Band.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the MSS Feast, the 95th MSS Feast here in Norristown. And You're here for an afternoon and evening of a lot of wonderful musical entertainment. First of all, with the Verdi Band of Norristown from 5 to 7 o'clock, and of course the big band sounds of Main Street Sound from 7 to 9. The Verdi Band is no stranger to Norristown. We are now in our 78th year of providing music for the greater Norristown area and of course for all the wonderful feasts. And I'd like you to offer a round of applause to all these wonderful men and women who played for our procession today in this weather and provided such wonderful, inspiring music. The Verdi Band is under the leadership of our conductor, a person who is also no stranger to the Norristown area, himself a instructor of music at Norristown Area High School, and he certainly has been a wonderful contribution to our band, Maestro Kenneth Lasky. We started our concert this afternoon with a lively little number called Scherzo Marciabile. We're going to continue now with a song that's very popular among the Italian songs, a song that was written for the beginning of the funicular railway in Italy, so it kind of mimics the sound of the railway car. Funiculi, funicula.